Hello viewers, welcome to CodeForAny. Fruit markets apps inside today we need to API sites we need to develop this year. The admin dashboard API we need to develop here. We need to 50% today develops and 50% tomorrow we need to develop here. Today we need to get this year the how to get here the total orders, total revenue, total active deliveries and new customers query we need to run and we need to give this here the data in dashboard API and need to chart related data. Yesterday we need to creatings and to fetch this data and to send against here the response inside we need to make like this here. Now need to create here the API, need to write down here the app.post bracket slash, need to write down here the API slash admin slash, and we need to write down here the dashboard, and we need to set here the request response like here. Need to write down here the helper dot delogs request dot body and where request object like yours, and we need to write down here the check access tokens request object request dot body request dot headers, pass here the response object. Then after some need to getting here the callbacks event, and we need to return this here the if value. Then we need to get this here the callback functions as a user. We need to set here one, not once. For admin for 3, we need to check here the list 3 like here. Need to check here. So now need to check here helper dot check parameter valids response, and we need to request object. Now we need to no needs any parameters. We need to remove here these functions, and we need to write down here the db query. We need to call here the select from, and we need to set this here the order tables. We need to managing this here structures inside. Order detail and where status 0 and status is equal to less than 5. Like this data we need to fetch here or here, and need to set here the date, created dates today, we need to call here the date functions here for created dates, and we need to write down here the call here the current date functions. We need to call like this equal value we need to calling here for this data. And now first of all we need to find out here the total orders. We need to calculate here for these functions. We need to getting here for here We need to write down here some brackets inside, as we need to give this here the orders. Then after again some right here the brackets, as we need to give this here the revenue. Then after another columns for the sum, as we need to set here the active orders, need to active delivery like here. We need to call it here like this data. Like we need to configurations are the need here, and now we need to columns, as we need to set here the order ID like here, as I give this here the orders, number of orders like this. Then after revenue, we need to calculate as a active orders. We need to calculate here the revenue. You need to sum of the total revenue columns. You need to find out here the revenue. Total orders amounts need to column names. You need to put here for this revenue. This op like here, and then after active delivery inside we need to write down here the case conditions. Case when need to write down here the status, as need to write down here the less than or equal to. We need to give this here the process orders, and need to set here the end conditions. Status are less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Now need to set here, need to done delivery. You need to set here the status false less than 4 means here the active delivery. If false means here the delivers orders, 3 means out of delivery, and 2 means here the assign any delivery boys for the here the pickups, and then after need to share here the orders. Like we need to set here the, then need to set here 1, else parts need to set here 0, and like we need to call here as active delivery. We need to configurations are we need to set here. These are data we need to pass here, and we need to configurations set here the blank, and we need to get this here the errors and results. We need to returning here. Now we need to set here conditions, error, helper, throw, HTML errors, set here errors, and response need to return here. Now set here the if conditions, need to response here, respond.json like yours. Set here the status 1, and payload creates here the brackets. Now need to set here the order, result, and we need to write down here the second query also, because need to also count here the new customers of the register. Need to needs here, set here 0 and 0 objects. Need to get here the orders. Then after revenue, results dot revenue. Then after need to get here the active delivery, like here, and last one is new customers. Now set here the 0, but we need to write down here the query. Need to select query. We need to write down here select, and we need to call this here the user detail tables, and we need to count here the value count as new customer from user underscore details where, and we need to copy this line of code and we need to paste this here like this sets, and also need to user types also need to providing here user underscore type, and like here need to call here type is a 1, and we need to give this here the count as a user id underscore id, and as a new customers we need to getting here user types like this, we need to get here the value. Now same as now we need to copy this line of codes and we need to change this here the result as 1 query, we need to get here 1 and need to set here the new customers. Next we need to create here, and tomorrow we need to call this here the chart data and to create here the array, and we need to save here. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down the comment sections. I'll help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.